Love you guys. Game of shot that you love you guys. Oh, goodness. Hello. It seems like everybody's ready for some retail here today. I am too. I've been playing a lot of Classic. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Hawkins. Hello, PDB? I always struggle reading the letters in sequence that don't form words. We're going to be testing out Mythic Plus today. We might try to do a dimmy Mythic Pug, perhaps. See how these new changes feel here on live, because it's a little bit different on the PTR and beta, because you have all your stats squished already. So everything's a little bit different here on live. And sims aren't working properly, which they never do during pre-patch. So you can always find some cool things that maybe you don't expect. Hey Hawkins, yeah. I haven't been streaming for very long. It's been a couple months, I think, I started streaming. I've been just trying to do it for fun and to maybe help grow the channel a little bit, since a lot of my content isn't like long form edited, highly edited videos. We have fun here. I've been playing a lot of Classic on stream because obviously we're kind of waiting for midnight to come out. So I've been playing like BC Classic right now on stream, but when midnight comes out, we'll be pretty much hardcoring midnight every day until we have all of our gear and everything set. I think I'm gonna test out Herald first, just because I personally, I'm a little biased. I like Herald a little bit better, if I'm just being honest. So I think I'm gonna do a dungeon with Herald, see how it feels. Do a dungeon with Templar, see how that feels. I had actually a really good question in my last video. It was about Righteous Cause. So each holy power spent has a 6% chance to reset the cooldown of Blade of Justice. And then that way you could play Crusading Strikes without having to worry about your slowness not affecting your Apex talents in Midnight. And unfortunately, the 6% chance is just so low that all the testing on beta would show that's not going to be the case. So what do you think Ret is going to be good or poor Midnight? I think it's going to be fun to play. If they keep... Like, Herald is really fun to play, and I'll probably mention this a bunch while we're actually playing it. Herald's fine, but Kumar is funnier. Now, that's a good joke, Nardo. But I think it's going to be really fun to play, and I'm excited about that. So as long as they don't change the way Herald plays, it should be really, really fun. And with Templar having really chunky hits on both Hammer of Light and Templar's Verdict, or Final Verdict, whatever it is. Yeah, Final Verdict. It'll feel like really fun to play, in my opinion. And that's the most important. How do I think they'll tune it? I think they'll tune Ret the same way it's always tuned. I think we'll always be middle of the pack, and sometimes we'll be at the bottom, and then for like 1 week in one patch, we'll be at the top. I mean, that's just kind of how Ret always is, unfortunately. So I don't expect to see that changing anytime soon. We're gonna queue for Love is in the Air of all things first here, but because I want a chance to get the new mount or whatever. Which, by the way, Nardo, thank you for pointing that out. I actually had saw that as well, and I actually got out of bed last night because I felt bad about it and pinned a comment about the mount for Love is in the Air. You don't pick the High Lord's Judgment in your talents. Not for Mythic Plus. So for single target, it should be selected. Yeah. So for single target, I have it selected. For Mythic Plus, I don't. It just doesn't do any damage right now, essentially. And the only reason you even take it in single target is because there's nothing else to take that's single target. They buffed the damage by 100%, but it was literally doing like less than 1% of your total damage. So it's still going to be doing very low amount of your damage. Unless they change it in some way, or if it's maybe it's bugged and nobody knows or whatever, I don't know. But it basically doesn't do anything. So for your, especially for your AoE pulls, it's kind of pointless to take. Now, could you say, you know, I'm going to take it over? I mean, I don't even know what you would take it over. I mean, maybe take it over Crusading Strikes, but that's going to give you more single target damage. There's not really anything to take it over for Mythic Plus. I also do, I focus a lot more on overall damage as well. Yeah, I would move it out of your Mythic Plus build unless they buff it in some meaningful way to where you're actually getting some value on bosses for it. Because you could argue, okay, I'll take a single target focused talent for boss damage, but right now it just doesn't do anything. It's very minuscule, but it's like, what would I rather have? I'd rather have, I mean, again, there's not many things to choose to take off for Mythic Plus, but if it's Crusading Strikes or High Lord's Wrath, you're going to get way more value out of Crusading Strikes. Or even Templar Strikes, for that matter. Just because of how bad it's tuned right now. Down here, it's behind my camera, but Blessing of Dawn versus Lightbearer, that's one that you can do whatever one you want. I've been using Blessing of Dawn mostly because it's new, and I just like using new talents, but you're also not taking Execution Sentence too. Yeah, so for Mythic Plus, I'm not taking it right now. Now, if you're running a 1-minute build, you obviously should take it. So I go over this in the video, but I can go over it right here as well. For Mythic Plus, if you're not in a group that is conscientious of doing pulls at like when people have cooldowns, right, then the 30-second build's probably going to be better for you. But if you're in a group that's like, okay, the Paladin's cooldowns 1 minute are up, let's do a bigger pull, then the 1-minute build is probably going to be better for you. So like the more experienced, or the more, you know, if you're like real life friends or whatever with your Mythic Plus group, then you might want to run the 1-minute build. But for I'm going to recommend, unless they buff Execution Sentence way more, I'm going to recommend everyone plays like a 30-second build. Execution Sentence on its own only does about 4% of your damage on single target, and it does, you know, similar in Mythic Plus as well. It's a very low amount of damage, and it got buffed, but it got buffed from nothing. Again, kind of similar to High Lord's Judgment. So it just depends on your group. If you're in a really solid group, running 1-minute build could very well give you more overall damage. But if you are in just a random pug, like a crappy pug, whatever, then the 30 seconds is probably going to be better for you. So you'd run Radiant Glory and then Quickened Invocation over here, which makes Divine Toll 30 seconds as well. The 30-second build's always going to feel better in general, but if you have a better group, the 1 minute could be better. Yeah, if you took your talents from Wowhead, you're gonna have the 1 minute build for everything. They don't like Radiant Glory anyways, so that's easy for them to do. But if you are in a pug, that's basically this. So yeah, in a crappy pug group. So what you might be noticing is, are you holding your 1 minute cooldowns like multiple times throughout the dungeon for like a good amount of time? If so, then don't even do the 1 minute build, because the 30 seconds you could just send them. That's kind of like the biggest difference, and that's something that like simulations and stuff doesn't take into account, or these people who are testing it with like a group that are like testing it for them, right? So it's like, oh, let's have 5 people from the Ret Discord all run together, and we're going to make sure we all run the cooldowns perfectly. Like, that's not going to give you a real life situation. So if you notice that you're having to sit on your cooldowns, then you kind of just want to not just play the 30-second build and just send them. But if you are noticing, hey, every pull we're doing is lining up perfectly with my 1 minutes, then that's the kind of group that you want to be using a 1 minute build for. Usually use Icy for base to take what I want from there. Icy Veins, yeah, I mean, Unherso I think does there, or at least he used to. He knows what he's talking about too. I would say Icy Veins is probably fine for Rat. I always use Wowhead, but I use myself for the most part, but I check myself with Wowhead, I would say. Like, I check what I'm thinking with Wowhead, and if there's something that they disagree with me on, then I test it and come to a conclusion based on that. And sometimes I say, oh heck, they were right, and sometimes I'm like, no, they're only right in a certain situation or whatever. Like, the opener that they have on the Wowhead right now isn't correct, because there is no opener yet for Ret. Like, the Ret opener hasn't been decided yet. So I don't know if my opener's perfect, but it's better than the one on Wowhead right now. So, and then when we actually get to midnight and we have a guide and there's simulations and stuff, then we'll know what's better, right? And then there'll be a total convergence basically between what Icy Vein says, Wowhead says, what I say. Everyone will basically be in agreement with maybe like a 1% difference, because things are going to be simulated. And that kind of tells you. So, all right. You guys can keep asking questions as much as you want. I'm going to queue for this crown thing real quick. In my opinion, Ret is very underserved in Mythic Plus, because, first of all, I'm not a huge Mythic Plus guy. Like, what I did enough to get my achievement or whatever. Like, I have 3,082 rating. I'm not the biggest Mythic Plus guy in the world, right? And the Ret Discord doesn't like Mythic Plus. There are some very good Ret players who do high-end Mythic Plus, but I have noticed that a lot of them are more based on their feel than, like, actually helping other people. So unless, like, you're running the same exact comp as them, the same exact level dungeon as them, I don't necessarily always agree with what those really high-end Mythic Plus Ret players are saying, unless you're in their exact situation. I also get annoyed when people tell me what talents I should have, like one Bloodstream talent from BFA for a DK. Alright, let's see if we get this mount thing. So, for rating, Wowhead's great, Icy Veins is great, I'm great, everyone's great for rating in my opinion. But for Mythic Plus, there's not a ton of good information, and I try my best to be that good information for Mythic Plus, because there isn't any other. But yeah. At the same time, I can't speak to like what to do at the 4,000 level, because I don't do that. And maybe one day I will, but... And a lot of people want to at least think that they're going to go to that level. We're not at Mythic Plus on Tuesdays. You like Brewmaster, huh? Well, I'm definitely doing the most damage in this group. Not saying much for Love is in the Air, but... Alright. Alright, what did we get here? Mount? Oh, we got the mount from last year. Okay. We got a mount. Hey, we're happy. I never got the one last year. There you go, Brandon. You get answer. You get to answer a question about Brewmaster now. All right, let's see if we can find a Mythic Plus group. I'm sure we can. I mean, I'm not really trying to do a plus 20. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm guessing with these changes, everything's just like super easy. I don't know. I might need to get some more mana oil. I wonder if mana oil is even the best thing anymore. You're S tier watching the tier list videos. There you go. He's got all the tier lists on lock. So if you want to know what all the creators who are trying to get some views here before midnight launches think, you can ask Brandon about the tier lists. Okay, there's not a ton of groups. I'm not gonna lie. I thought there'd be more than this. A lot of them are higher. I mean, I could do a 16 if they invite me. It'd be by far my highest key, which is hilarious. I'll sign up for it. I wouldn't take me at my score, but... I'm looking more in like the 12 range. Oof. Let's see what the raid situation's looking like. Any dimmy groups? Checking logs for a full clear. I'm pumped up. I'm like in a very good mood these past couple days because it got much warmer, and I'm back outside walking again because it's not going to give me frostbite to be outside. So it's crazy that people try to do a full run of Mythic at this time of day. That's weird. Dungeons. Oh, we could try an 11. Sure. All right. I think this was Ecodome. All right, let's test out Herald. I mentioned I've been playing a lot of Classic. I've been streaming it, and I got to level 70 over the past 2 days. I'm starting my attunements. I'm popping off. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What the heck? That thing's janky. This mount's a lot faster than my 60% mount on Classic. Alright. Can go rodents on 70. What's that mean, Nardo? I haven't done a lot of this stuff with the music on before. I actually really like this music in here. I would listen to this like while I was like watching the snowfall or something. Another word for rodent. Rat. Rats on 7. Oh, grats on 70. Ah, congrats. I get it. Congrats on 70. And then the other one was grats on the mount. There you go. I'm using my brain now. Alright, let's see how much damage I can do here. Don't die, don't die, don't die. I don't know if I pulled thread at one point or something there, but... $100K, that's not bad. Oh wow, I wasn't ready for this big a pull. It's okay. I think I see why so many people are doing like 16s and 20s. This is way easier. So I don't know if Rhett's busted or what, or if these guys just aren't very high damage. Not exactly sure what's going on here. Cleanse? My cleanse button's in a different spot because I'm not used to these new keybinds yet. I'm gonna save the cooldowns here for this. Okay, here we go. Somehow our group got split up here. Alright, we just send here. Don't think there's any chance that we're not top DPS in this particular group, but I don't know if that's saying anything. Alright, how much we pulling here? We're going big. Okay. I'll interrupt that. Oh, someone else interrupted that. Oh, tank's dead. Oh, I tried to battle res him. Oh. See if you can get threat. Nope. Oh no. Group's falling apart. Oh, the shaman. The shaman is having errors. Hey Mario, how you doing? Shaman's having errors right now, I guess. Hopefully these just reset maybe. Shaman's trying to play with all of his old add-ons. He's having errors. Walk into the Light's definitely not as good with Radiant Glory. Like, it's not bad, but it's not nearly as good. Because I just don't get a chance to press it that much. This one I did. If you don't get as many procs on your Divine Purpose, then it's pretty good. Am I playing Herald? Yeah, I'm playing Herald right now. Testing out a Herald and Mythic Plus. Dukes. Doing all these big pulls, let me pull just 3 mobs here. You have to overcap holy power a lot, but kind of is what it is. It's not this crazy on the midnight beta because you don't have as much haste and stuff. Okay. Doing a big old pull here. Oh no, tank died and I died. This healer's struggling a lot, but it's okay. I think he's learning. Also, he has a lot of... He said he was getting errors. I think he has, like, a lot of add-ons on, and they aren't working. Healers are going to struggle a lot, especially the ones who used a ton of add-ons, like Weak Auras. Because it's going to be a big shock to them. The healer's not here yet, dude. Just add on Apocalypse here. What I need to get used to, so what's hard for me is I never used any kind of frames. But, so I'm just used to the normal Blizzard frame. So these new frames are throwing me off because I'm just not used to them. Benjamin says, we still looking like beans. We look fun, but the tuning's not fully there yet, but it keeps getting better. Like, I try to be a little bit more positive, I guess, but the tuning has, you know, we've been getting buffs, so. I'm just glad it's fun to play. Like, Herald's super quick. Herald's like, if you want to be pressing like a lot of buttons really quickly, that's Herald. Templar's a little bit more deliberate, but a little bit like big heavy impact buttons. Ah. I feel like we're pulling too much, but maybe we're not. Oh my gosh, so many procs on that one. I'm not even going to get a chance to press Hammer of Wrath. I got to press it a couple times. I'm wondering if you might have to play 1 minute build with Herald just so you can actually press your Hammer of Wrath. I'm not sure. It's an odd time to hero. Okay. Got him. This music's epic, dude. I haven't played all expansion with the music on. Like, it has me locked in. Bring those close together? Good. Where do you see ret on the meters? Top half or bottom half? Whew. Certainly on the beta, it's the bottom half. But I don't know. I haven't done a lot of testing on beta since we got the buffs, so it's hard to say. Could probably right near the middle would be where we are right now, like kind of where we usually are, I guess. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had this much fun playing ret since Dragonflight. That could just be my personality. I like, you know, spamming all my buttons and having a million things to press and trying to press them in Windows. Don't worry, guys. I'll charge this. I'll charge this. Don't mind me. There we go. Templar, though, Templar is very similar feeling to War Within. So if you liked Ret and War Within, then Templar, you might just want to play Templar, whether it's the best or not, because it feels roughly the same. Hi, quick question here. How do I get the bar countdown that tells you when the next Crusading Strike will hit? It'll become really handy. So you just want to, on the cooldown manager, when you, I can show you better after if you want to stick around and wait for that. But on the cooldown manager, you just want to put the Crusading Strike auto attack into the lines or whatever. So it's like right here, into the, I can't remember what it's called right now. But into that section instead of it being like on like a bar or like a looking like an action button. But I can show you directly after here. We're almost done. Go. It's crazy we don't pull that. I'll save to the very end of the stream. Alright, sure. Yeah, I'll help you with this as soon as we're done. So yeah, it'll show up right there, Crusading Strikes. I assume that's what you're talking about. Okay, so I'm going to send cooldowns here even though we don't really need to. Simply because no one else is going to. And so if I don't send the cooldown there, that end of that pull is just going to take way too long. And we don't want that. Let's see if I remember how to do this boss. I think I usually freedom this one. Grab that. Now I'm probably not gonna be able to spot this. I haven't done this in so long. This is where I use horse. There it is. That wasn't bad. And we're going to freedom again. We're going to horse here. Oh no, I didn't get that one. Oops. Oh, my hitbox did not hit it. That's rough. Hopefully my defensive was enough there. Should be. Alright, this is a freedom. This is the longest this boss has taken me to do in a long time. Alright, this is Find My Guy and Horse. Really close, easy. Oh. Take that. Other freedom. Alright, this time I'll try not to run right past my image. There we go. Well, definitely the highest in this group, but again, I don't know if that's saying much. We had like 20 deaths or something like that. Let's pull up the cooldown manager. Well, let's leave the group first, I guess. So we did 40k overall. Probably could have did a lot more if it wasn't for all the wiping and stuff. Probably could have done closer to 50, to be honest. That was my feel. But 45 to 50, we can say, probably, for that Herald test. And then we'll do a Templar test and see where that's kind of feeling. That was a lot of dying in that dungeon. Alright, let's pull up this cooldown manager here. So, Francis here. You're going to go into your... do you do it through edit mode? I think it might be in options, gameplay enhancements, cooldown manager. You want to enable it, of course. Then you want to go to advanced cooldown settings. And then you need to go to buffs right here. So there's spells and then there's buffs. You need to go to buffs. And then you need to find Crusading Strikes. It might be like up here, if you have it talented or whatever, right? If you have Crusading Strikes up here or down here, not displayed, you just want to grab it and pull it down to here. And if you put it at the bottom, then it'll always be like the bottom one, kind of work like a swing timer almost. So I put Crusading Strikes at the bottom, so it's always like at the bottom. And then that's all you have to do. And then I don't even think you have to save it or anything. I think it just automatically saves. And then on edit mode, you can move this to where you want it to be, right? You can move the... I don't know if you can change the size of it or not. But if we go to edit mode... Can you change size of the bars? Oh. Yeah, you can. So you can make these smaller, bigger on the track bars here. You can move it to where you want it to be. If you only want to track Crusading Strikes, you could literally put it like under your character and track the Crusading Strike. But if you're tracking other things, you don't want to do that. It'll cover up your character. But so yeah, all kinds of stuff you can do there. I like the new cooldown manager overall. I hope it keeps getting better. The biggest thing I want them to see keep improving is the damage meter. They did at least add a percentage breakdown. You still can't individually click on your different abilities though, unfortunately. Which is very, very unfortunate. There we go. Alright, so now let's swap over to Templar. And if Francis, if you need me to go over something more, I can help you more, but if not, you can always like scroll back or whatever in the video or in the stream. Templar Mythic Plus. Now I want to see what this feels like. So, you know, 45 to 50 is what I'd probably say would be if it was a clean run. Just from my feels. Wonderful, thank you very much. Will definitely help me improve with how I optimize my holy power. Yeah, it's very hard right now. If you have a lot of gear, like a lot of haste, like I do. I mean, I only have 32%. Anybody can have that, I guess. But if you have like 32% haste, it's really rough managing your holy power, especially if you're playing Herald. It's a lot easier to manage in Templar than Herald is. But with if you're playing in raid and you have like or just a dungeon, you have Wind Fury Totem and you have Crusading Strike auto attack, it's almost impossible. You're just going to be overcapping your holy power like crazy. It's kind of insane. Find a group. because the Crusading Strike hits twice and then gives you 2 holy power with the Sky Fury Totem. I'll try a Dawnbreaker, see if they'll take me here. There we go. Cool. Who says it's hard to get groups, right? Let's go to War Within, and we can go to Dawnbreaker. The other thing I probably will do is I'll probably try a 1-minute build just to see. I know it's going to do more damage if the group is good, but I guess I could see if the group is good how much more damage it does, and if the group isn't good I could see how much worse it is. No, you do want haste, Nardo. It's just hard to manage your holy power without overcapping the more haste you have. But it's not as bad on midnight when midnight comes out because all your stats get squished, so you won't have as much haste. Now at the end of midnight, it might just be like at the very end of midnight, we might just be having infinite holy power, similar to how we do in the War Within. I'm not sure. Alright, so now I have to remember that I'm playing Templar. So we have a little bit different of mindset. We are worried a little bit more about our holy power. We have Sky Fury though, so never mind. We're going to have infinite holy power. So we aren't worried about holy power management, really. I didn't use any potions as on that Herald run, so I won't use any potions here either. I think after this dungeon, I'm going to step away for a second and take off my undershirt. It's getting warm in here. What do you think of the new login screen music? Oh, I really like the music. The login screen, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I think I prefer the old login screens where it's like the whole picture instead of like the little portal. But obviously they're going for a thing with the you know, the saga with the little portals or whatever. Hi, do you mind sharing your Herald build to test? It looks fun to play. It is very fun to play. I can share it with you after this if you don't want to wait. I don't know. Can I even link it in the chat? I'm not sure. If I can link it in the chat, I'll do it right now. Herald Mythic Plus. I just kind of roll my face on the keys. That might work with this Herald build, honestly. Let's see if I can put this in here in the chat. Let's see. If you can copy this from the chat, then yeah, that should work. Templar Mythic Plus. Right there. If you copy all that, all those letters I just gave you, you can import those on your talents. So if you go into your talents, and you can't fully see it because my camera. Hold on. So if you go to your talents and you go to import, you can copy paste that all that gargly goop in there and just give it a loadout name, and it'll automatically put it in for you. If you really can't figure that out, I can go over with it after the dungeon though if you want. I'm more than happy to do so. I was actually just doing that for you. So if you want me to go over, like actually show you it on the screen, I can do that too. Afterwards. All right, let's get this going here. So we're looking to do 45 to 50K if it's a solid group. If it's a bad group, another 40K, and that's what we're comparing it to. Are all the updates up for specs live now, or is beta? Right now, the current beta is the current War Within. So everything should be updated fully, basically. Uh-oh, I'm pulling threat here. It was definitely less damage on the initial pull, but it was a lot less mobs. Awesome. What's that? Mixer? Mixer? I'm so bad at reading people's screen names. But yeah, Sam I am the I kind of already said it, but all the updates on beta should be the same. It should basically be the same as what's on the War Within right now. Hey, Major. No problem, Sam. Ooh, that's loud. I think I mentioned that last time. I think I need to find a way to turn down the blizzard. What the heck happened? The blizzard warnings are a little too loud, I think. Man, it's so wonky landing. You think they would have fixed it at some point during the expansion. Oh, I'm getting web wrapped here. Definitely don't have as much of the holy power problem with Templar. It's probably last boss still bug, can't avoid the blind. I'm not sure. I haven't done Mythic Plus in a while. This is my first time doing Mythic Plus in a couple weeks. If I get into one, I will definitely find out though. This group's definitely better than my other group, but we'll see how many times we wipe, if how much better it is. Good tank in there. I'm definitely losing a lot of damage here on this boss. I was just kind of vibing. It's gonna be sketchy. Hey, Fuzzy. How are things feeling? Very fun. Herald is insanely fun with all this haste that we have. If you don't mind overcapping your holy power, because you're just constantly going to. I've liked this Templar run so far as well, though. If I'm being honest. I'm curious if maybe Templar would be better with the minute build, though. Just the nature of the way it plays. I hope Herald will be strong in PvE, at least solo cleave scenarios. Yeah, I hope it's strong too. It's all going to matter on the tuning. It's very fun, though. Like, it's hard for me to even put into words how fun it is to play that version of Herald. Because you're just like, you're spamming your hammer. Like, your Hammer of Wrath actually means something in Herald. So if you like that spell at all, then it's like super fun. With all the haste, it would make sense if you get single target for weapon swings alone. Yeah, that's true. Almost didn't see those swirls there. I mean, I like I can see these cooldowns now on there. So right now the tank has bark skin on. I like that I can see that. And I saw the Holy Paladin use his Blessing of Sacrifice, so I didn't use mine. I still could have, but... So right now he has his bark skin on again. I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for that, because as someone who never played with like all the add-ons to track that stuff, it's kind of cool to be able to actually see the new Blizz frames. Yeah, I mean, I just gotta get used to them, because I didn't have anything before. I didn't use any add-ons like a lot of people, and so I just gotta get used to the new ones. Because I just used the old Blizz frames. Oh. Mage keeps dying. I gotta remember too, it's not the beta, and I have to reapply my Experg. So in Season 1 of Midnight, your tier set bonus is going to apply Experg to your targets for you. So you don't have to worry about keeping that dot rolling, basically. Just kind of happens automatically. I mean, as of right now, I mean, Herald is way better so far. We're 2K ahead, but I don't know. Uh-oh. Don't run that into the wall, please. Oh, no. That guy just ran it straight into the wall. We all survived, though, because I don't know how, but we did. I'll interrupt this one. So the shaman used his defensive there, which is good. We're just gonna pull the boss like this, I guess. Animate shadows. He's defensive on this one. Now we're gonna hold for the next set of ads here, which is in 10 seconds. So we're kind of padding here a little bit, but we want to give the best possible outcome here. Uh-oh. I don't like what I just saw over there. I'm not sure how our shaman died over there, but he did. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna use a defensive on that one. Okay. That's kind of crazy. Getting to pad so much on that really helps my damage too, though. I have a feeling the end damage is going to be very similar, about 40k. But this group was way better than the first group. Okay, we need to be careful here. Don't stand next to me, dude. Figured it's gonna go on me. They're standing on each other, just killing each other. This one's gonna go on me. Full defensive. I'll go back and get this one. Maybe. Oh my gosh, all these new frames are like in my way. I might have to reconsider where I have some of my stuff if I need to pick something up on the ground. Visually I like it, but it might not be good for that. Okay, I gotta remember how to do this. So I don't die. I just gotta go through the portals or whatever, though. Yellow stuff. Actually, we were right next to it, so easy. So can you not click on something if it's behind your thing? No, you can. I always like to run the opposite way. Especially when somebody like in the melee gets it with me. Because then it's like they know it's on them better. So if they need to run left, then I'll run a little bit right. Our damage is going to be considerably lower than the Herald damage. We'll just bubble this. Well done. So our damage was 2k lower despite having less wipes. It still wasn't a great group. I think overall what you can probably say, and also you can do more damage in Ecodome than Dawnbreaker. But I think what you can say is that the damage is similar. Similar enough to where you can play both in pre-patch. Which is good because that's what I said to do in my guide. Alright. So I believe we got the talents figured out, so I don't have to show those. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take off my undershirt real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go in the other room. And I will be right back because I'm kind of getting warm in here with 2 sweatshirts on. still do my stream, bud. All right, that's better. It's one of those things where I'm like, sometimes I'm a little chilly, so I put on an extra shirt and then it's way too warm. So we had 40k, 38k. The 38k Dawnbreaker was not, it's not as, you know, conducive to high damage as Eco Dome. So you could say easily 40k. But the 40k group was really bad. So you could say 45 to 50k. I think either of them can probably do 45k overall, which is not bad, and maybe even higher. Herald's more fun to me, but that could vary. If you like calculating your holy power more and like having each press be like very important, then Templar could be more fun for you. Let's see what a minute build feels like. So we'll switch Radiant Glory to Execution Sentence, and we'll switch Quicken Invocation to Divine Resonance. And we'll see what the 1 minute build feels like. It's probably going to feel bad unless my cooldowns align really well, though. Reset that. So we're back to Herald, but a 1 minute build. We need Execution Sentence back on the bar here. We need Avenging Wrath in the proper spot as well. Don't need that there. So let's see what we can find. "13 halls. That could be interesting.
I either have to go back in tonight at 7 to unload the fresh truck or tomorrow morning at 7, but I don't know quite yet.
Okay.
So if I have to leave, I'll just let you know.
Okay.
I'll just let you know if I leave.
Okay. Alright, we got the invite. It's in Shadowlands, I guess. Calls, there we go. Alright, let's try a 1 minute build. Halls could work very well for a 1 minute build. I'm not gonna lie. What would be really interesting is if some dungeons were better. Like if they had 4 different options, right? 1 minute builds for Herald and Templar, and then 30-second builds for Herald and Templar. And depending on the dungeon, like, that would be really cool. To me, at least. As someone who makes guides, of course, because that's more for me to talk about. But if we had like a bunch of different options, that would be kind of neat. 20 viewer hype. Remember when you kept us thousands of viewers that you were here. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. Night Mist, where are you? What's really nice, so like the number one thing, so I didn't raid this tier. I didn't do mythic raiding, and so I easily could have been like, okay, this is the first tier I haven't mythic raided in 13 tiers. I could have easily just like not cared as much about my gear, but since I did, you know, the reality is if you just push your gear high, you'll get invited into stuff really quickly, because like people are gonna say, okay, 168 eye level, invite, and then it allows you to go through this stuff just so much quicker, right? Like I'm just doing this to test, but I'm gonna get, you know, easily 4 Mythic Pluses done during the stream, and I could have do way more if I wanted to. You can really get your stuff done quick if you just really focus on getting your gear up. Ready. So remember this first pull is really hard or something like that. If you, or I guess that's only if you pull it all the way in. So we're doing a small first pull maybe. Okay, we're just gonna do a small pull, I guess. You know, stuff might die too fast for the 1 minute build. So 1 minute build might only literally be for high keys. Okay, we're bubbling. We're interrupting. So I'm gonna have to like hold my cooldowns here. So I can either send him here and get like very little usage. Okay, so he's at least pulling more stuff. All right. So that was a good example because he actually pulled more stuff in to make my cooldowns not be wasted there. This tank's a little bit cautious. Oh no. We don't want the Warlock pulling though. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think Wowhead and everybody's trolling you guys when they're saying to take the 1 minute build of Mythic Plus. This is not gonna end up well for me. I can already tell because we're not even on bosses, a single boss yet, and we're already down to 45k overall. For most people. Wait, did our tank fall down? Wait, he's pulling a shard into more stuff? That's kind of crazy. So he's slow pulling everything, but then he's pulling a shard into extra stuff, which is crazy. Kneecap is trying to hit up ICV to see if they need a red editor. I mean, they might if they're telling you to do 1 minute. Oh gosh, almost died. Oh yeah, we're dying here. I'll try to keep it together. What's not dissimilar, Fuzzy? The Herald versus Templar? Okay, I'm gonna stun you. All of our stuff's all unsynced because this pole went completely sideways. Again, this is going to be hard to judge, though, because, like, this tank is so odd the way he's doing this. Yeah, I mean, it's not that dissimilar, no. I think this 1 minute's going to end really badly, but this is the perfect group to test it on, because my whole thesis is that when you don't have an organized group, that the 1 minute build's going to be bad. Is Bolas cooked? I just think he doesn't really care about Mythic Plus, honestly. I mean, they make that pretty clear in the Rat Discord. Whenever, like, there'll be the #1 rated Rat Mythic Plus person in there, and they'll just, like, laugh at him and tell him that he sucks or something. Like, I just don't think he cares about Mythic Plus. Okay, let's tank on top of the Howlmaster. Let's bring him over here, guys. Come on, come on, bring it over here. All right, whatever. If it doesn't get interrupted, it's not my fault. What you're gonna see is you're gonna see my overall damage be much less than it was on the 32nd. Did a few 17, 18, 32nd Herald was fun. Shano, yeah, that's what I did first. That's what I think is probably gonna be the best for at least like lower keys. I'd be interested to know what you felt about it on 17 and 18s. You said it was fun, of course, but like, did it perform pretty well too, or? Had two into the. It's hard to say. I was last. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can't really do much against that, I guess. Yeah, that's also going to take away some of the best thing about Herald is kind of the AoE, and that's kind of what that Holy DK is going to be doing too. Although I think they changed Unholy DK up a little bit in terms of profile. Just very strong still, of course. Holy crap, we're moving a lot. glad I'm not arranged right now. We're only on the first boss, and my damage is already overall is almost already down to 40k. Okay. As odd as this group is, at least we haven't died yet, I guess. How big we going here? This could be a chance if we go super big, but... Okay, here it comes. I don't know if he meant to pull those, but... I'll interrupt that. Alright, I'm just bubbling. What do you consider a lower key? From 0 to 15 maybe, or 0 to 12? I would say 0 to 12 are lower-ish. Obviously that's a little bit not fair to maybe some of the more casual players in the game. But I think anybody can do a 12 if you put the work in. Just a minimum amount of work, right? Not being a pro player or something. I think anybody can do a 12. Like, I consider all the keys I do to be low keys. You could say maybe to a 10. 0 to 10. Oh no, we're pulling all this? This is insanity. What's going on here? I'm gonna heal him. Oh, Tink's dead. Let's see if we can kill anything. I was going back in to die to reset it because the other people weren't going in, but now they're going to go in, I guess. It's odd. Why stand there AFK and then go in afterwards? Does that make sense? I don't know. The 1 minute build is a little bit better on bosses, so maybe I'll be able to maintain around 40k. But the problem is I could have done way more than 40k on the other one. Now I have to sit and hold. This is what stinks, right? So now I'm holding 10 seconds here at the start. Now that might coincide with the ads in this case, which it will. So it's like, okay, I get a little extra pad here, I guess. I don't know why he took it away from the ads there. It's kind of insane to me. Then again, this might be the worst tank ever. You got one whole thing there, bud. Ugh, and then it doesn't line up with this one either. I have no idea what this tank's doing. I got a bunch of them. And now we want to hold cooldowns here too, obviously, because the boss is almost over. Alright, how much we pulling in here? Probably too much. What are you doing, dude? You need to pop every cooldown you have. Now he popped his shield wall. He popped his shield wall at the very end. I probably would be good at it. I don't know if I'd want to do it. I feel like I'm too moral or whatever, right? So if I did that, then I would force myself to learn how to do the APL or whatever for raid bots. That way I could make my own, because I wouldn't. I don't know. Like right now, I'm fine just using Bolas's for the most part, and then maybe offering a different opener or something if I think his opener's bad. But if I was in charge of it, I feel like I would be like, I have to do more. Like I'd have to be making my own raid bots profiles. Spectral coming out now. Oh. I was just trying to mark one for him. I've seen a couple different videos from you, but I was curious if you prefer Templar or Herald as Sun, rating keys, or do you swap in situations? So I just use whatever's better, personally, because I'm kind of like a meta slave, I guess, in that way. Like, I'm always going to play what's better. But I prefer Herald. I actually like Herald more. So I always root for Herald to be good. Alright, we just hold cooldowns here, unfortunately. Oh no. My thing hit those. Hope I don't have a bunch of threat on him now. What is going on? Definitely get that. I've been struggling with my damage and DPS since the patches happened, but sucks. I went from top 5 to like top 10. Yeah, we just got a lot weaker. So before this patch on Tuesday, we were the worst DPS in the game. And by that I just mean the other DPSs that were also kind of bad, they had other specs they could play. So like Warlock has 3 specs, right? So at least one of the Warlock specs was better than us. So this last round of tuning that we just got yesterday, that should help us a little bit, right? Pulse bubble. Oh. I don't have bubble to soak multiple here. Okay. Somebody get in there. What the heck are you guys doing? I had customers earlier. Wait, probably concerns, not customers. Whereas this guy who's always dead. Keeps targeting me. There we go. Goodness. I actually gained rating on that. That's hilarious. So, we were almost 4K lower than our 30-second Herald build overall on this one. Just logged onto my rep palette and I had to re-choose talents. I hope they slow down with the changes on classes soon. Yeah, it's only a few things that's causing you to have to do that from the last time. If you logged in on the last patch, it's this quickened invocation spell right here that's now 30 seconds instead of 15. And then I think that's it. It should be just this side that you have to re-choose. I don't think anything changed on this side that I can remember. So let's go back and then talk about our results here. It's hard to judge because all the groups were fairly bad. Let's be honest, right? None of the groups I were in were the best group in the world. Let's see what Brandon said. I had concerns. Yes, general thoughts. Our Brewmaster will be very powerful, but slightly less so in Pugs, unless your healer understands how to heal stagger. It was the left side. Yeah, Dragon. It should be the left side. The quickened invocation spell changed, which causes you to have to like reselect talents. So you're definitely thinking about playing Brewmaster, huh? There, Brandon. So results wise, obviously, small sample size theater here. We had 3 dungeons. That's not a big sample size, but my concerns are immediately seen in that hauls we just did. In a pug group, your cooldowns are not going to line up, and the cooldowns lined up fairly well in there. To be honest, like I got kind of lucky multiple times, but sometimes they didn't line up, and because of that, you're not having 100% uptime like you do with your 30-second cooldowns. And I just think Radiant Glory is the play for like 90% of players in World of Warcraft, if not 95 or 99 or whatever, right? For the large majority of players, I think the 30-second build is the play for Mythic Plus. You did say that the passive damage versus the new Templar buff on the right. You did say that the passive damage... I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, Dragons. You'll have to remind me what I said. The Herald is more passive damage, if that's what you mean, and Templar is more direct damage. You'll have to remind me what I said there. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with, you know, I tested it out on beta, so I was pretty sure, right? But I'm definitely happy that I was recommending people to take the 30-second build for dungeons and outdoor world and delves and stuff, because the 1 minutes just don't line up right too often. And if you can have your 30 seconds line up every time, then that's really good. Let's see even what our execution sentence damage is. Is it really bad? 6%. That's crazy. That's really low. 6% of our damage was execution sentence. That's why I so easily get rid of it on the 30-second build, right? Take Crusader Strike away. Oh, okay, yeah. You're talking about Crusader Strike auto attack versus Templar Strike, and now it has haste or whatever. Yeah, for pre-patch, Crusader Strike auto attack is probably gonna be good because you probably have a good amount of haste, right? Now, when you get into Midnight Season 1, you're going to start that season with really low haste, and you're going to end that season at like 20% haste. So the Crusading Strike auto attack is not going to be as good. And in many cases on the beta right now, the regular Crusader Strike is actually better. So you wouldn't even take any talent here. the problem in Mythic Plus is there's not really anything else to put it into in Mythic Plus. So you could put it into Judgment of Justice for more single target. You could put it into Sanctify for like very small gains in AoE. You could put it into Judge Hylar's Wrath for very small gains, but like you don't really have anything to put it into for Mythic Plus. But it's like it's not that valuable. Once you get more haste and stuff, it becomes way more valuable. Templar Strikes is just not quite tuned correctly, in my opinion. It doesn't. The problem with Templar Strikes is if they make it good, then it becomes the only button you press, and that becomes awkward, right? If it's the best button, then you're just going to keep pressing it over and over again, and that was the case in Dragonflight. In one iteration of Templar Strikes in Dragonflight, you could literally go through and only press Templar Strikes, and you would do a ton of damage. It was your best option to do damage. Never press any other button because it was too strong. So it's just this awkward thing. I think it's probably something they're gonna have to revisit. I think they really like Crusading Strike auto attack because otherwise they wouldn't keep like rebuffing it and putting it in the game. So I think maybe this is going to become like a normal thing or just a talent on its own, like instead of a choice node. I don't know if Templar Strikes is going to be long for the world because it's so hard to balance it as a builder. If you make it strong, then you just spam it. If you make it weak, then you don't take it, on a choice node at least. So it's a very, very odd situation to be in for that particular talent setup there. Let's go to... Well, let's switch our talents back first of all, because I did not like that. We're back to Radiant Glory. Move our abilities back over. Let's go single target and see again if we can maybe find a Dementius group here. Maybe. Dimmy. Raids War Within. Mana Forge. Mythic. Dimmy kill. 16. I got room for 2. See if they'll take me. Ooh, I don't like that they didn't have a item level required. I like Exchange Strikes, but the boss hitboxes sucks. Yep. Yep. That's exactly right, Dragons. So that's very important. It's something I should talk about more. In there's a particular raid in Dragonflight, Avarice, Rashok, man. So there's obviously a lot of mechanics you have to do on this fight, unless you are, you know, the guild's main character who gets to just stand there and do nothing, right? So Rashok had a very small hitbox, and I noticed that my damage is way too low on Rashok. Like, it was a very good rep Paladin fight. My damage was way too low. So I was like going over logs and seeing like what was happening with other people. And I noticed that my auto attacks were just way lower. So, and Crusading Strike auto attack was obviously the talent choice as well. And I just basically was playing too far away. That way I could like go and do the mechanics. But I had to force myself to just stay in on Rashok. And that way I could at least get like a purple parse or something like that. Like you're never gonna get a legendary parse if you're running out and soaking stuff as a melee. But like you can still get like a decent parse. And so I had to force myself to play closer to the boss. We actually had our Holy Paladin was playing Rat for this fight as well, and he had the same issue as me. He had even less auto attacks than I was. And I was like, hey, we just gotta stand closer to the boss. Like we're losing a good amount of damage between the two of us by missing our auto attacks. So it's a very important thing, and some of the hitboxes are very small. It's definitely can be an issue, but you just gotta force yourself to get in there. I'm actually kind of glad they didn't invite me. I want to have a high item level requirement, over 160 ideally. I'm stuck being responsible raider. Yeah. Dragons. That's the same thing for me for 13 tiers of cutting edge. I very rarely ever got to parse on anything. Dimmy pre-patch easy. I don't know if it's easy. Why is the item level requirement only 150? I mean, the reality is, am I going to get another group that's better? I don't know. I could sign up for it. Alright, I got invited. Oh, there's a warlock. Ugh. I think I have a thing to teleport here. Did I ever finish off my rep with these guys? I'm not sure if I did. I don't think I did. I think I... Do I still have damage that I'm missing now? How do I check that now? It's right here. Journeys. War Within. Okay. I think I did. No. What was it? The Crush Trust? No, it's not this one. Collagio rewards. Why don't I see it anywhere? Oh, it's down here. Maniforge Vandals. Okay, I did finish it off at least. Thank goodness. Last time I was in here, I didn't have my thing done since I didn't raid this tier. I barely did any other raid, and we got it. I did a lot of heroic the past few weeks, testing out stuff. So I caught up there. I'll wait to zone in until we get 20. I don't know any of my real cooldown timings or anything for this fight. I'm gonna try to do mechanics basically. Whatever they need me to do. He's geared. Pretty geared. Geared. I don't know why I can't click on him. He's offline, maybe. Okay, this group is pretty geared. The mage is decent. Nah, that mage is pretty much not geared. I'm gonna play me some Herald on it. I noticed on Heroic, Herald was pretty good on Dementius. Corn Burglar. Warrior. He's geared. I'll just take it, whatever. If I get saved and it falls apart, oh well. Am I really gonna be trying to do this all week? Probably not. So use my last mana oil. I should technically probably put on my Arakara thing. So I don't have to use this on use. I don't have a lot of good choices for trinkets here. We gotta be able to find a 20th person, you'd think. One would think you'd be able to find a 20th individual. I need to move this here. Okay. I keep trying Mythic Dementius, get to like P2 second platform and wipe. Yeah, that's been my experience too, Fuzzy. I haven't gotten to phase 3 on Dementius Mythic. I don't know why. Phase 2 is not that hard, really. I mean, you have to do correct damage, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like if you get to phase 3 with Bloodlust, that it should just be like an automatic kill. Or you could use Bloodlust phase 1, I guess, just to power through it. If we get to phase 3 Bloodlust, let me put my better potions on my bar here. I'll pop a nice potion if we get to phase 3. I need to macro my Execution Sentence into my Avenging Wrath. Oh, great. It's never good when there's impatient people saying go. Look at this. Look at this Rep Paladin. He's completely mogging me. He has better gear than me. So does he. I'm the least geared Rep Paladin in here, guys. This is a travesty. Oh, he has Mythic Antenna. Man. This guy's just completely making me look bad. I technically got a better weapon than him. Yeah, I think this guy's away. Buxeto. Who has better Xmog? I'm in my Friar at Xmog. I don't know. It's not my favorite. I wanted to change it up for my thumbnail the other day. Let me see. This guy's just a Firelands Andy, so that doesn't move me at all. What about this guy, though? A little bit of Legion Remix with a little bit of, like, Shadowlands. I don't know. I kind of like his, to be honest. Dwarf. He's also got the best gear. Dang. Making me look bad, guys. I wonder what talents they're in. Templar, yeah. I mean, Templar's a smarter bat. I just saw Herald working really good on Heroic. He's also Templar. So I wanted to try it out, too. Basically. Wonder if this guy's coming back. Where is this guy that's AFK? Right there. This is a very... Let me see. I shouldn't say very. Is it just a few? 3, 4... Oh, wow. Oh, no. Maybe I shouldn't have joined this group. There's 6 or 7 South America in here. I'm left. This guy's still not here. He doesn't have good gear anyways. Can we find another tank? Six, 7. Hey, Raiden.
Yeah.
6, 7. You gonna say it?
6, 7.
No.
You didn't want grilled cheese, right?
No, because I still eat that spaghetti.
Just want to make sure before I turn it off.
Oh, apparently we're going. It's a wipe anyways. That was not a good pull there. Felt like there's a bit of lag. I wonder if it's because of the South America stuff going on here. Okay, nobody died at the start at least. It's an improvement. What's going on, guys? Half my side just got knocked off the edge. Yeah, no, they have no people to soak. My side doesn't know at all what they're doing. They're getting knocked off the edge and stuff. Okay, we kicked two of the healers because they were bad, I guess. Let's see. Overall, shoot, I'm doing good. Okay, Loomis switches to heal. That's probably good. Yeah, this is actually a South America. Even though the leader was Storm Rage, there's actually a Pacific or South American whatever raid. So it's a little bit of lag in here. What was? I don't even know what his health was at. I feel like if everyone just stays alive, we'll probably do it at a good time. might as well repair. Ugh, that's a hefty repair bill. Okay. Okay, we did not get the stuff to the middle there. So somebody who got kicked was probably doing the essence. I could just try to grab it. I try to let the same people do stuff every time, but... One sec, relog. How was I doing on that very short fight? Pretty good. I think Herald might be the play. I don't know. For Dementius. Six, 7. Okay, this guy is the slowest computer in the world to say 1 second on relog. Holy cow. You shouldn't be allowed to say 1 second relog if it takes you 5 to 10 minutes to relog. Oh, he's back. Okay, I think I grabbed it there. Go to the back. Nope. Did it not get soaked again? How am I liking Rat Pixel Dad? I'm loving it after this patch. It's really fun. I like the play style of it. I did that raid in story mode before, so I should be good for Heroic or Mythic, right? Absolutely, Joe. Get in here. Show these young punks what's going on. Oh. We're gonna mark orbs to grab people down. Create new window. Healing done. Oh, he wasn't doing anything anyways. Or maybe that... Yeah, he wasn't doing much at least. Whatever. Not enough to worry about it. There's so many people in here that don't know what to do. It's kind of frustrating. Oh no, they brought in the 150 healer. I think it's so cool that Dementius, the All Devouring, is also like a zone boss in Netherstorm and Burning Crusade. I kept seeing people linking the quest is called Dementius the All Devouring in Netherstorm, and I just kept seeing people link it. It's so funny. Oh great, he's healing my side. I'm sure this will go well. Check my group. Still left. Alright. Surely we'll get out of phase 1 this time. Oh, I'm dead. Tank didn't get far enough away. Nobody in here knows what they're doing, unfortunately. Everyone's leaving. I don't blame them. This has been pretty bad experience so far. Bubble advantage. I'll stay for a couple more pulls, see if they get any better. Since I already locked myself to it for the week. I don't expect it to be better, though. It's funny, because there's some people, they know what to do. They're saying in chat what to do, but they just aren't doing it. But it's not a bad thing that a bunch of people left because they weren't doing anything anyways. Knowing what to do and doing it correctly are two different things, I guess. I guess so. I guess so. The two other rets left out of shame that I was out DPSing them as Herald, and they had better gear than me. It's just that, like, I don't know. I guess the item level, not having 160 item level minimum is really the problem. Because at that item level, if you know what to do, you should be able to just kind of limp your way through this fight, in my opinion. But there are people in here at like 150 item level, so at that point you can't really make mistakes. But like getting knocked off the edge or the tank not being in the middle, it's like there's some basic things that you should know what to do. Like I don't know. Maybe it's because I've seen phase 1 enough now. Like, I've seen phase 1, like, I don't know, 40 times probably. So it's like, come on, guys, you should know this, but not everybody has, to be fair, right? Don't die. It is a good strategy, especially when Joe. That's actually a really good strategy for this because with the pre-patch, it got much easier. So if you just stay alive, if everyone just stays alive, it will die. When it's more current, that's not always the case. You actually have to do hit damage checks and stuff. But the damage check is so forgiving. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Fuzzy. Phase 1 is very similar on all the modes. That's why I don't understand why people don't understand it. Like, if you have AOTC, for example, you should be able to do phase 1 of Dimmy. Your best elo is 152? Well, you could get into this group. I guess they're not just accepting everybody anymore. But I think the best thing is you get a Dimmy lockout and you do 160 or 165 minimum item level. And you just have only sweats in there. And then you get it killed. That's how I got the galley mount. Oh no, they took a rat paladin that doesn't have any gear. Oh, he has gear. Why is his health so low? Oh, he doesn't have fort. That's why. I was gonna say, he has plenty of gear. His gear's almost as good as mine. Feliz Navidad. Pero años. I mean, even my guild takes people who don't know the fight but are guilty. The hard part is each person we take, including me, it takes time to relearn the fight with everyone. Yeah, that's true, Dragon. I try not to be too hard on people. It's just, I don't know. I think, like, so the not getting knocked off the platform thing, right? I think that's something that should probably only happen to you, like, once. You get knocked off the platform, you go, okay, never do that again. And then you never do it again. I know all of phase 1. I could technically raid lead phase 1. I could kind of raid lead phase 2. Phase 3, I would say, pop lust and kill this thing before we have to do mechanics. I used to raid lead a little bit back in the day. What I'm very good at is telling people exactly what they should do. Like, let's say you have a mage or something in your guild who's just terrible at everything, but he's your friend or whatever. He's just he's in your guild, he's in your group. Like, I was very good at telling that person exactly what to do. So it'd be like, okay, all the ranged DPS are doing this, and the mage would be like, well, should I do that too? And I go, no, you stand right here and you don't do anything. Like, just telling someone exactly what to do. Okay, you're good at stuff. You're going to run over there. You're going to pick that up and you're going to run right over here. And you're going to do it every single time. And you just be very direct with people. Like, instead of even talking about what the mechanic is, I just told people exactly what they should do. That was like my style. Yeah, telling people to get good is definitely not the play. And I'm not someone who yelled either or anything. I'm not gonna yell during the raid or something like that. So like for me it would be like, okay, so let's say that mage that I told to do nothing, you know, he tried to do something and then he died or something like that. I'd be like, mage, what happened to you on that pole? He'd be like, oh well, I tried to go at the other range and I got hit by the mechanic. I'm like, I told you to stand here, and they'll be like, say something like, oh, I know, my bad. Okay, this time, just stand right here and do not move. This is your job. If you make it through this boss fight without moving, you are the MVP. Just stand here and do not move. Like, try to be lighthearted with it, but also like very direct. Yeah, criticism's hard, so that's what I usually would try to keep it pretty light, like a joking manner. But that was always my style. Or like, let's say, so we all know that there's boss fights, right? That have like somebody just has a really hard job, right? Like one person in the raid or two people in the raid just have the really hard job. It sucks, whatever, right? I would be like, I would make sure to point that out, like as we're wiping, be like, okay, they died again, but they're the only two people doing anything for this entire fight, so let's give them a little slack. Like, just be super honest about it. Like, these two people are doing everything, we're doing nothing, so we just need to help them figure it out. I might raid lead a little bit with some pugs this night and midnight. We'll see. It'll be fun. I'll try to stream some of it if I do, or all of it, whatever. You can't quite do what I used to do anymore because there's too many jobs, I feel like, but you can kind of still do it. But like on a fight like this, I would obviously, like, and every mythic guild's gonna do this, I would obviously assign the people who are gonna pick up the orbs, right? I would assign that. Boom, you're grabbing that, you're running here. You're grabbing this one, you're running here. Every time you do that. Tank, you go to the center when it's your turn to go to the center. Everyone else, do not get knocked off the edge or else you're an idiot. Like, and you say idiot, but you say it in like a funny way, right? Like you try to keep it lighthearted. And then somebody gets knocked off the edge and you don't just pretend it didn't happen. You go, well, you're an idiot, but you like laugh when you're saying it. And you know, keep it lighthearted. And then when you fall off the edge, you go, well, I'm an idiot, right? And then you just keep it going like that. I think it keeps vibes up, in my opinion. Not everybody's going to respond well to it, but it always worked. That's the other thing I would do too. Is every time I made a mistake, I would super highlight it, just so everyone understood that anyone could make a mistake. Because the reality is, in raiding, I almost never make mistakes. But of course, everybody's gonna make a mistake sometimes. So I would super highlight it because it's important to remember that anyone can make a mistake. You're in my group, Hawkins? Who are you? Oh, are you the Hawk? Oh gosh. I'll try. I can try. I don't know what the stream delay is. You're on the right side. That's hilarious. I'll try to call stuff out before it happens. I don't know what the stream delay is like though. I'm probably only going to stay for a few more polls. I wanted to see if this next group of people could do the mechanics a little better. Because the first group of people were... I didn't care that they left because they weren't doing anything anyways. So, at the start of the fight, we're going to go through, you're going to kill these guys. You can pick up an essence if you want. They're going to drop little purple balls on the ground. But if you pick one up, you got to immediately go to the center purple circle here with your little ball. You just got to stand right there while we all group up. And then after that, you're going to go to your side. You're on the right side. And you're going to wait for the tank to blow up. You kind of want to be close to it. You technically, in midair, could disengage back on the platform as a hunter. So you shouldn't fall off if you use your disengage and stuff. But you want to try to get knocked onto the ledge, or if you are going to get knocked off, try to turn your back and disengage back on. And then we're going to have to kill another set of ads. And then there's going to be a soak. So at first, you don't want to stand in it. It's going to explode. After it explodes... Oh, just what is the difference between heroic and mythic? Almost nothing in phase 1. If you know how to do heroic, then you know how to do mythic. Good. There's almost no difference. There's just more stuff. There's more essences to pick up. There's the mechanics happen a little faster. It's not much different. Stream delays 30 seconds. Okay, then yeah, I definitely could not raid lead from stream. That's good to know too. If I ever do stuff like if I'm doing a pugs in midnight and like a bunch of people from streamer in group, I need to be in Discord. Yeah, that's what Fuzzy said is basically what's gonna go on there. Well, let me see your gear. Okay, I'm definitely going to beat you in DPS. Unless hunters are completely broken right now. Yeah, that's going to be... I don't think this group's going to be able to do it, Fuzzy. Even that mechanic alone, I think is going to cause problems. The frontal thing. But I'll give him a couple pulls. Let's see what these new crop of rets are looking like here. Oh, he's back. He was here earlier. He came back. Five people per plant and things are faster. Yeah, that's gonna be rough too, because how are people going to know what 5 to go to? Judging by the eye level of the people, though, we are not going to be like, yeah, this is not going to go too well. I'll give them like 2 pulls. If we get to phase 2 within 2 pulls, though, I'll stay for more pulls. But I don't think this is going to go very well. I should just give me leader, and I'll list the group, and I'll make 168 the item level you have to be. Yeah, it's no problem, Hawk. I wouldn't worry about it too much, man. Just do the mechanics like you do them on Heroic, and you'll do better than most people, because everyone's going to die. I'm gonna see what time my Cavs play tonight. I'm a big Cavs fan. That's an NBA team. For those of you who don't know, I know they play tonight. Oh, they play right after stream. That'll be fun. Yeah, just be the last man standing, and then it's not your fault, even if your DPS is low. That's what I do on when I was in solo raiding with my guild. Is I would just do the mechanics and play safe the first few pulls, because we're not going to kill it in the first few pulls, right? And so, even if I'm not doing the best, at least I'm not dying, so... Oh, I went to the wrong thing. It won't let me in. Then you are saved. Second play for, are there more ads or about the same? There's more. I think. I don't know. I don't know how many more there are, to be honest. I think there's more. But they'll die instantly. Just focus on, if anything, focus on killing the ad to where we have to run across. Oh, I would go single target, Hawk. If we are gonna kill this, we'll need single target. Absolutely. If we somehow kill this, it'll be big single target damage. The ads get blown up basically immediately, and then we have to make sure that the ad dies where we need to run, right? So in the worst case scenario, single target the ad where we have to run across to avoid the frontal or the blast from Dementius or whatever. Dorf is back. 2 of our ret paladins left and came back. They do not have faith in the light. I'm kicking them out of Lights Hope Chapel. How dare you leave then come back. We have 5 ret paladins in here. Including me. I'm a little upset none of them has whispered me and know who I am, but that's okay. Yeah, just have your pets do all the work. Yeah, how do you not know you're saved? It's Wednesday. Yeah, they either did it earlier today or yesterday. That's a good thing. 5 rat pallies, it should be cakewalk. If this was Dragonflight, I'd agree, because at least you'd have 5 people that couldn't die, plus 3 DKs, so you'd have 8 people that couldn't die in here. Yeah, Hawk, you know who I am, but none of these readies in here have messaged me. Usually people will message me if they notice me, and usually if there's this many rets in a group, maybe one of them would. I actually, a couple weeks ago, I did heroic, and a viewer of the channel, or a subscriber of the channel, whatever, was in the group, and he actually gave me, he just said something so polite at the end. He said it made his entire expansion doing the raid with me on heroic. That was really cool. Bring in the rat pally. We need more rat pallies. Dragonflight rat pallies. I mean, this would be dead. We would never die. We need a healer. Oh man, they changed their tone. When I joined this group, it was Dimmy pre-patch easy in all capital letters. Now it's Dimmy pre-patch easy. That's where treachery won't get you recruited as a Death Knight. Alright, we got Squiglio. So we're going to try to 3 heal this with a healer that has 150. That has very low item level. Okay. Yeah, this was totally going to work. Maybe they thought the guy named Healbot was a healer. Alright, Hawk. I hope you didn't really think we were going to kill this, because this is not going to go very well. My side's about to be dead in a few seconds. Oh, dwarf left. -1 rat. You're gonna carry us, Hawk? Alright, I'm down for it. I'd love to get this mount. I need like Shadowlands, Word of Glory healing, and Dragonflight survivability, and then I would have that confidence. I'd be like, I'd carry us through this. 150 eye levels, yikes. My level is 137. I'm a solo delve, play a casual player. Atroc Mythic and not participate. You could do heroic at 137. It might be a little rough, but you could do heroic at 137. Maybe the labyrinths will give extra loot, Joe, and you'll get even higher item level in the midnight. You don't like the Dells, Hawk? Yeah, I could see that, especially if you feel like you're super endgame focused or something. I like them on my alts. So I do delves on my alts, and I also do them with my son. I have an 8-year-old son. He's going to be turning 9, actually, in about a month. And we do delves together. We do tier 11 delves, and it's fun. Yeah, that's a lot of people's niche, you know. Especially a lot of people that watch my channel. I love having the different people, though, that watch the channel, too. Like Joe and others in here. A lot of people in the stream aren't super high-end players, even though, like, a lot of my ret guides are for that. All right, we're actually going to get a couple polls in. But I try to make content for everybody, so I'm always love when we have non-sweaty people in here, too. Two characters have resilient 15s. That's impressive. That's probably about where my cap would be if I really tried. I mean, I might be selling myself short, but... let's get a couple polls in here. I don't think it's going to go too well, but we at least have healers this time. Bring them to the middle. Okay, we survived. That's progress, kind of. Oh. Oh, no, did I get knocked off? Ooh! The tank wasn't where I expected him to be. At least I didn't die. Oh. Hopefully somebody... Oh, no, we didn't soak. I think the tank was a little off-center on that knock. This person just gave up. I think that was one of the rat pallies. The other rats didn't do too well. Hawk, you beat the other two rats. Mythic's top-notch players, not for the plebs. Yeah, for the most part, that's true. But I think... I wish it wasn't quite like that. I wish people could get into Mythic, even if they weren't the best. Then again, and you know, I think back to my classic days and stuff. But then again, when I'm playing BC Classic right now, and there's people who play BC Classic who can't do heroic dungeons and probably can't do the raids, right? And so I guess there's just always gonna be gaps, and you just have to deal with it, I guess, and live with it. Not everybody can do everything, I suppose. Even though it would be nice if everyone could. My guild's AOCC, but there's a few of us that want to do Mythic. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. It's usually a few, and that's how it gets started. Oh, Hawk, you better click ready. Hope the stream delay isn't too long. Uh-oh. That's my bad, Hawk. That's my bad. I shouldn't have been streaming. The good news is everyone else is dying too, so no one's even going to notice what happened to you. You gotta go to the back. What are you guys doing? Nope, no soaking. Dude, he was popping off too, that other rat was. I used to be a great Paladin tank in TBC, now suck. Yeah, there was a countdown. They did a 10-seconder. That's funny. Mythic rating without voice seems like it would be hard. Yeah. We use Ventrilo to make strategies. Absolutely. Absolutely, Joe. This is very hard without voice. If it was voice chat, I would just be calling out everything that's happening as it's happening, basically. Got a friend request here. Big ol' Hawk. I'll take friend requests until my list is full. Then there's not much I can do there. Check yours groups. Backdoor. Use portal. Closet. This is funny. That's one thing that's different too. That is something that's actually different between classic and retail. Is in pugs, people are more likely to get into a voice in BC or like classic than retail. Retail players can't be bothered to get into voice. I'm kind of the same way, but at the same time, if like everyone else is in there, I'm not going to be like the odd man out or whatever. I was in a voice group on Season of Discovery with these people, and it was hilarious. They were like absolute people you would not expect to hear in a voice call for World of Warcraft. Like very, not to be like, you know, derogative or whatever towards them, but like very like slack jaw and a very thick country accent, and I can't even do it as thick as what theirs was, and it was just super thick, and it was like crazy. And they were just like giggling and laughing about everything. This time with feeling. Oh, someone went flying off the edge. I mean, I think that's actually our biggest problem with this group, is they cannot stop falling off the edge. You guys need to go to the back. Oh gosh, you guys are super dead. Get him down, get him down, get him down. Okay, we're gonna get knocked again. Oh, I almost got knocked off the edge myself. Oh, we pushed him, we pushed him. We're down Hawk, though. How are we supposed to do without Hawk? What the heck? This is the most epic part of the whole fight. I don't normally like these fights in the fights, but this one's actually really cool. Such an epic scene. All right, let's blow this guy up. Oh, we used Lust. That's why. It's actually probably smart. My cooldowns aren't up yet. Oh god. Well, that's not how you do it. That is not how you do it. So they don't know how to do phase 2 at all. That's unfortunate. Tanks didn't know what to do. Nobody knew what to do. Those lines were terrible. Everything was terrible. Guys, aim to oblivion, not the way we want to run. Yeah, the frontals were just awful there. They aimed them in the center of the room for some reason. I mean, it was nice that we got out of phase 1, but it's only because they lusted. We bloodlusted that. Repair hammer somewhere. Aim lasers at Dementius, guys. Yeah. That's true. You also kind of want to tank the guy in the middle. We also didn't get grips. So I don't know if our DKs know. We have 3 DKs. We should be gripping. How do we already have 2 people dead? Wide peelers down. Oh, you can't fall off in the front there. Oh, yeah, there's a little ridge. misplatform by half an inch. Yeah, it's rough. You're probably gonna want to use your disengage, Hawk. Would be my guess. So position yourself to where like you're whatever it's gonna knock you, and then just disengage right back in the middle. It'll stop the knock. Just disengage back to the center. Watching this is like watching the Super Bowl as a Patriots fan. Joe, that was hilarious. That was way too funny. Oh my gosh, that was too funny. Yeah, you were ahead of me on that one. Alright, let's see if everyone can survive the knockback here. Okay, I didn't see anyone go flying past me. That's a good sign. Okay, we soaked it. Get him down, get him down. Just get him down. We didn't get him down. We didn't get anybody down. Pretty good considering. I have my cooldowns this time too. I tried to get over there. Why is it not loading this? Oh, there it goes. No, he wasn't cheating either. He casted a little bit of Divine Storm, but it's at least more fun when you get to do the flying part. We have really bad damage on that ad, though. He should be almost dead. Alright, now we see no one to fall off the edge here. It's our biggest bugaboo. Okay, almost off the edge, but not quite, so that's good. Go suck him down. Get him down, get him down, get him down. Okay. We hold cooldowns here. Ugh. Okay. We just got 1 dead. 2 dead, 3 dead, okay. I don't know how people died there, but they did. People are dying in impossible ways to die. We really need some damage on this ad. What was on me? I never had that before. I must be from the frontal, I guess. I couldn't move. Our damage is really bad, though. How is that ad only at 50%? It's kind of crazy. I guess that means we'll have cooldowns for the second ad. But that's kind of really slow. When I almost got to phase 3 on this, that first ad died like almost before that first blast. So if you get that frontal, you've got to get over to the other side right away. Like, you can't mess around. You just got to run. Might be something that you just bubble. You just bubble the beam and then just get the heck out of it. So you're not slow. We're at least doing that correct now. I mean, it's the very first mechanic of the fight. We shouldn't get too much credit for that, but... Go to the back. Go to the back. Get the guy down in the front. Oh no. Get him down, maybe? Did they get him? Nope. Healbot and Hippie Dan. Epic music. This locks me in every time. I love this part. Get out of there. I don't know why I'm stunned, but I am. I actually don't even know why I was stunned there. Oh. The ads are doing stuff to us, maybe? Yeah. Hawk, I don't believe you. I think I'm gonna leave too. That's a GG, guys. We only have 20 minutes left. We could just sit here the last 20 minutes, I guess. There's not like there's a bunch of other stuff to do. But I don't know. Anything's better, I guess, than keep doing that over and over again. We're only getting out of phase 1 because of Bloodlust. Our DPS on the ad is kind of abysmal. So, it is what it is. Nice playing with you, Hawk. I think part of the reason the ad damage was so bad is I think people were holding cooldowns for the, What the heck is going on here? What is this? Cloud Serpent. I want to join in this. Cloud Serpent. Which ones do I have? I have a lot of them. Which one's rare? It's the Astro one? Crimson. Gloria Pandera Hero. Azure. Jade Forest. Heavenly. Lord of the Rains. Heavenly. Shot of Anger. Jade, Onyx. Thundering. Nalic. Isle of Thunder. And Veil of Eternal Blossoms. I don't know. I don't really have any super rare one, I don't think. I want to join this. I made over 1 million gold. What is going on here? Is it like a guild or something? No. It's all different guilds. I mean, this is cool, but I don't know why we're doing it. There's also really some weird Moonguard stuff going on here. We might have to get away from the stuff they're saying in chat. I'll go hang out with this other gun guy over here. Speaking of gold, I should really try to get some more gold. But I want to join too, but I need to be on your server. Yeah. This is Sargeras. Sargeras. I have no idea what's going on. They're just doing this for some reason. There was probably a few people, and then everyone else just probably like lined up next to them. Normally people don't do this unless they like release a new mount or something. I've seen the kind of thing before, even in Ironforging Classic, waiting in a line around the city mounted. Yeah, I see it sometimes. It's just, it's so odd. Usually there's like a reason. This is just like spontaneous, I guess, which is kind of cool, to be honest. Oh, I gotta. Oh, okay. Sure. Tried. What else can we even do? I mean, I could do a bunch of boring stuff that I need to do. Bit by bit. On the Ardenwald Withering, yeah, same mount though, or same style at least. Do a delve, yeah. I mean, I definitely could. Hold on, I have something in my Great Vault for some reason. What did I do? Is it, oh, this might be from the Heroic Raid or something. Yeah, that's just from doing. No, this is from doing Raid Finder. Yours is the best hawk with the Wildering. Aldern Wild. I really wish I would have got the Farak mount. But I did not. Let's see. Maybe we'll do a delve just to see how fast we can do it on this character. But if we do, we're getting the quest to do the delves. Any bountifuls? Any bountifuls? We're gonna speedrun a delve. Oh, you didn't want to keep hanging out with them, Hawk? We'll speed run here. Tex Mike's has been doing the Crown Chemical thing every day. I only started today. So I didn't do it Tuesday. I didn't realize there was a mount because I read it. I trusted a tweet from a pretty reliable Warcraft account. I won't say who it is because whatever, but they said there wasn't any new stuff, so I didn't bother logging in. I did it today though, and I got the Witch's Broom from last year. The Valentine's Day themed Witch's Broom. I actually got that. Archival Assault, is that the one here? Yeah, let's do this one. All right, we're gonna do tier 11, and we're gonna power through this thing. Oh, we need to switch our spec a little bit. Let's go to dungeon build. So yeah, I still have to get the big butterfly or whatever. All right, what do I have to do for this one? I already forget. Ethereals. How do I get out of here? There we go. Oh yeah, this is the one where you have to jump down here. You're still, yeah, it can do that sometimes, Hawk. It'll take a while for you to switch back over, probably. Okay, kill that stuff. Alright, let's pull all this stuff together here, get these elites. Pop a defensive. Come on, Bran, I'm gonna miss you. We have, I don't even know her name. The new lady. At midnight. Alright, let's pull more. Alright, let's pull more. Alright, let's pull more. Let's pull more. Let's pull more. Alright, that's everything. Use a defensive. Yeah, I'm gonna miss that too, Joe. Alright, now we can like destroy some more stuff here probably. Oh, we got a guy stuck in a boat. Valera, that's her name, I think. That's the new lady. Alright, we might have to take a portal here. Yep. Let's go up, I guess. Perfect. Oh, sweet, there's two of them. Okay, I need to kill one more. Let's go down, maybe? Ethereal Commander. Nice knowing ya. Okay. Oh, that was it. Where's the treasure? Where's the treasure? Over here. That was a speedrun 5-minute tier 11 delve. That's how you do it. Oh, somebody died in here. Aureliana Moonguard. RIP. Got a cracked keystone apparently. Oh wow, they re-added that in already? I don't need any crests or anything. Sure, why not? Open this. Ooh, we got 35 of our Titan fragments. Another sneef that we don't need. That's how we do delves. Now, on my alts, I don't do the delves that fast, to be fair. Much more methodical. I actually was, so interesting thing is I actually was planning on leveling in the War Within with only delves. Because on the beta, when I leveled up, the highest XP per hour was delves. But they nerfed it. Because they probably didn't want everybody doing delves and not doing the outside world. So my plan to only level up in delves was not super long-lived, unfortunately. I started out doing it to see how good it would still be, and it just wasn't good enough. Alright.
My truck that brought all my stuff.
Sell the stuff that we got.
Won't be gone long.
Sell. There we go. Alright, boys. We're going to call it here. Slightly 5 minutes early, that's okay. We had an amazing stream today. You guys always show up for the retail streams, and I promise you guys, that was a tier 11, Nardo. I promise you guys, as soon as midnight comes out, we will be on here on retail. I am super excited for midnight. There just isn't a lot for me to do right now on retail, unfortunately. So, as soon as midnight comes out, we're going to be on here. I will be streaming my leveling. I will be streaming my gearing. I will be streaming when I probably, at least part of when I try to get the title for the solo delve boss. Like, you guys always show up for the retail streams, and I appreciate it. And we are going to be getting to that in a couple of weeks here. We'll be back to full retail on stream. And, of course, making videos and everything else, too. But I appreciate you guys so much. Brandon pointed it out earlier. We actually got over 20 concurrent viewers twice today. 22. We peaked at 22 multiple times, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually, first of all, a lot on YouTube, especially for a small channel like mine. So I appreciate you guys so much. It was so fun hanging out today. It was just really, really fun stream today, and I had a blast. So I appreciate you guys so much, and I understand if I'm not playing retail that some of you might not want to watch. I completely get that, but we will be back to retail full bore as soon as midnight comes out, man. So I hope you guys have a good evening. You guys made my day and made my evening, and I will catch you guys maybe tomorrow.